Have you ever heard someone speak English and you just froze? You understood what they said, but your mouth didn't move. Your brain went blank. Yeah, that was me. I still remember the first time someone asked me a simple question in English. How are you? And guess what? My brain completely froze.
Welcome to Talk Like Us, where you speak smart and think sharp.
I knew the question. I knew what it meant. But I didn't know how to answer. My mind went blank. I started thinking in my native language, trying to find the English words. But it was too slow, too confusing, too hard. So I said nothing. Just smiled. My friend waited, but I stayed quiet. I was too scared to speak. I didn't want to make a mistake. I didn't want to look foolish. That moment stuck with me. Not because I didn't know English, but because I didn't know how to think in English. Every time I wanted to speak, it was like a 3-step process. First, I thought in my language. Then, I tried to translate it. Then, I built a sentence in English. But by the time I was ready, the conversation had already moved on. I felt slow. I felt left behind. I felt like English just wasn't for me. At school, it was the same. The teacher asked questions. I understood a little. But when I tried to answer, I had to translate every single word. It made me nervous. I kept my eyes on the book. I didn't want to be called on. Other students answered quickly. They didn't need to translate. They just spoke. But me? I was stuck in my head. At home, I practiced. I memorized words. I read grammar rules. I listened to English songs. But when it was time to speak, I still froze. I still thought in my first language. It felt like there was a wall between my brain and my mouth. That's when I realized something. I wasn't just struggling with English speaking. I was struggling with English thinking. One night, I asked myself, why am I not improving? Then I asked a better question. Do I ever think in English? The answer was no. I only studied English. I never lived in it. Even in English class, I was still thinking in my native language. That night, I made a decision. From tomorrow, I would try something new. I would start thinking in English. I didn't know how. I didn't know if I could do it. But I was ready to try. I was tired of being silent. Tired of feeling slow. Tired of translating. I wanted to speak freely, without fear, without delay. The next morning, I woke up and did something different. In my mind, I said, I wake up. Then I go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth. I wash my face. Small sentences. Simple words. But they were mine. I didn't speak them out loud. I just said them in my head. It felt strange at first, but it also felt like a beginning. On my way to school, I looked around. I saw a tree. I said in my mind, that is a tree. A dog is running. The red car is fast. Small thoughts, but powerful. I wasn't just learning English anymore. I was thinking in English. At school, I listened more carefully. I stopped translating every word. I tried to let English enter my brain directly. Sometimes I didn't understand everything, but I kept going. I accepted it because I believed if I kept thinking in English, I would get better slowly, day by day. That week was hard. My brain wanted to go back to my native language. It was easier, but I didn't give up. I kept saying, no, keep going. stay in English. Even if it was simple. Even if it was wrong. Then, one day, something amazing happened. A classmate asked me, "Are you free this weekend?" And without thinking in my language first, I said, "Yes, I'm free. Why?" That moment felt magical. I didn't pause. I didn't translate. I just spoke. It came out naturally. That was the moment I knew I was changing. I wasn't just learning English. I was living it inside my mind. It wasn't a big achievement on paper. But to me, it meant everything. Because for the first time, I thought and spoke without translating. If you freeze when someone speaks English to you, if your mind goes blank, if you translate every word in your head, I understand. I've been there. But I changed. And if I can do it, so
Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon. Talk like us.